The batch render application allows you to postpone the calculation of final renderings by creating a temporary list for this task. When launching the final calculation from inside Artlantis, you'll find two options in the dialog. Render Now means that the calculation will start immediately and you'll need to wait until it's finished, or you can choose Render Later and send it for a later computing. If you choose this second option, you'll be able to return to Artlantis and continue your work. This Render Later command postpones the calculation of the final rendering by transferring this task to the Artlantis batch renderer. The list of postponed tasks can be viewed inside Artlantis 2 by opening the Batch Render dialog through this upper right-hand side icon. Here is the list of all items transferred to the batch renderer. Some of them are done, and some of them are still queuing to be rendered. Those already processed are highlighted in green, like this parallel view and panorama. For them, we can even continue to the folder where they were saved. For those queuing postponed items, we can still make changes like modifying the destination folder or their name. We can also change the format of these still images. This dialog also allows us to add new items to the list, like these animations, for example. There are 3 sequences prepared in this project. To add all 3 to the batch renderer, just choose the animation in the dialog and click on Add All Items to the List button. All 3 sequences will instantly appear among the queuing items. The newly added items are all checked and active. However, you can uncheck them or even delete them if you decide to do so. An unchecked item can be reactivated at any time for computing later. Once finished, you can open the separate batch renderer application installed together with Artlantis 5. Its interface is identical to the dialog we've already seen in Artlantis. You can uncheck or check items and make similar changes if necessary. You can launch the calculation with this button. In this moment, the batch renderer will load the Artlantis file and the presentation to start processing it. With a very easy interface, the batch renderer will dedicate most of the computer memory to this process. In order to achieve the maximum calculation speed, it's recommended to close all other programs. Launch this process after your working hours, and your presentations will be ready and waiting for you the next morning. Besides the percentages, the calculation can also be followed in a preview window. Open it through this eye icon. Once the calculation is finished, the status and rendering time will appear in green. Artlantis Batch Renderer makes the final calculation more efficient by saving you time and computer power.